Welcome to All This Science, the podcast that gives you insight into one science topic in 5 minutes or less. I'm Matt.
And I'm Jack.
And we're your guest presenters for today's podcast on insulation.
We don't typically give the pink stuff in our walls much thought, but what is it? How does it work? Hopefully by the end of today's episode, you'll be shocked by what you learn. Ha, just kidding. We're not talking about conductors.
Good one, Jack. Insulation works by slowing heat exchange between the outside of your house and the inside. Most insulation helps to reduce conductive heat flow, the way heat moves through substances. It works for the same reasons that cities on oceans have milder climates. Water and insulation heat and cool more slowly than the air in the ground do. So when the air outside is cold, it cools the insulation surrounding your home more slowly than it would another substance. And then when the warm air inside your home reheats the insulation, it loses less heat than it would otherwise because it's cooling more slowly. It's not perfect, however. Some heat is still lost, and this is why we need heating systems in our homes.
Insulation is most often used in walls, floors, ceilings, and attics. However, heat loss occurs at every external surface of a building, as well as in every single joint. In building terms, a joint is where two surfaces meet. This is why insulating windows and doors is extremely important. Having dual-paned windows is a great way to reduce heat loss that your home experiences, as well as making sure there are no gaps when the door is closed. You can fill any remaining gaps with spray foam upon installation of a new window or door.
R values are a way to measure the insulating effectiveness of a substance. The higher the R value of a substance, the more it insulates. Higher quality insulators, like spray foam, tend to have higher R values and are therefore much more effective insulators. Although these products may cost more up front, they actually save you money in the long term because they're better and they reduce your heating costs. Think of R values as blankets. The more blankets that you have, the less the outside air affects you.
Oh, that's a terrible analogy, Matt.
Hey man, I'm doing as best as I can.
Asbestos is no laughing matter, folks. You see, asbestos was used for insulation for decades because of its extremely high R value. It is extremely good at insulating homes and offices, and it is also extremely fire resistant, as well as resistant to chemical and electric erosion. Sounds perfect, doesn't it? So what's the catch? It sounds like the perfect insulation.
Well, you see, Jack, that's actually the problem. Because it was so good at what it does, it was used all over the place. Homes, offices, stores. However, it was discovered later on that asbestos is carcinogenic and extremely toxic. It's actually been linked to mesothelioma, an extremely aggressive form of cancer. So now we've had to go back and replace all this insulation in little homes, really increasing the cost. Anyway, that's the end of our program, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of All This Science. Once again, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jack.
Dr. C's guest presenters on today's program. If you have any questions or comments about today's installation show, please feel free to contact us at allthisscience@gmail.com or on Twitter at allthisscience. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.